Learning how to code can feel really overwhelming, especially if you're unsure about how to approach it. But did you know that understanding your learning style can make a huge difference? Whether you're a visual learner who loves diagrams or a hands on coder who learns by building, tailoring your approach can accelerate your journey to become a software engineer. In this video, we'll explore how different learning styles, visual, auditory, reading, and kinesthetic, can help you learn how to code effectively. I'll also share some disciplines to learning to help you master your skills faster. But before we dive into the styles, let's talk about why this is important. Coding isn't just about memorizing syntax, but it's really all about problem solving and creating. By aligning your learning processes with your natural strengths, you can understand concepts more deeply and apply them more effectively. Remember, no matter your learning type, consistency is key. Set a daily or weekly schedule and stick to it. Even if it's just 30 minutes a day, that little bit of time adds up. Remember, coding is a journey, not a sprint. Celebrate your small wins and don't be too hard on yourself because guess what? You got this. If you're a visual learner, coding is a gold mine for you. Tools like diagrams and flowcharts and graphs and visual IDEs can help you see how your code connects. For example, if you are familiar with Draw.io, you can use that to map out your data flow. Or if you watch video tutorials online, those on-screen examples can really help you a lot. There's tools such as Miro that helps you use a simple whiteboard that can really help you with like planning out and diagramming how you think a problem should be solved. When you're a visual learner, you should break down your problems visually, and that's how you can see your productivity soar and then you can grow your skills. For some people, they can write it down and still be a visual learner because you can write down like color-coded notes and do like mind maps to connect the concepts together and understand how this works and how that works. Visual learners are really good at breaking down complex systems into smaller pieces that they're able to understand. Now let's talk about auditory learners. Auditory learners thrive when they hear explanations, and if this resonates with you, you should try podcasts or joining coding boot camps or pair program with someone where you're able to talk through the process and also hear how they interpret the problem. So you can use things like Audible, podcasts, Spotify to listen to coding books as well. And by doing this, it kind of helps reinforce like your learning. So you can try to explain coding concepts out loud to someone, like if you was teaching them how to do something, and like explain to them your entire coding process and ask questions that can help reinforce what you learned. Next, we have the reading, writing learners. So if you feel like you love to do detailed notes or dive into documentation, then you might be a reading, writing learner. So for this type of learner, you should focus on documentation that's like, examples would be like JavaScript documentation, React documentation, MDN, you can do Web3 schools, there's Geeks for Geeks, like they have so much documentation on the internet that'll help you. And a way to reinforce your learning could be by writing blog posts or creating summaries inside of like a journal that you can like see like this is how your learning journey has been, it's your learning process. So like keeping a coding journal can help you track your progress, refine your skills, and solidify concepts. And it's also a good reference point for when you are needing to look back at something when you're doing a project, because you might not remember everything that you're doing, but you have somewhere to look for this information. The last type of learner that I'm going to talk about is the kinesthetic learners. And these learners, including myself, have to learn by doing. Hands-on projects are essential here. Building mini apps, participating in hackathons, or working with interactive coding platforms such as LeetCode and HackerRank are like essential here. So it's like when you're a kinesthetic learner, you learn best by doing. So it's like try to learn bits and pieces every single day and try to create things with this. Like you can create small things such as a simple calculator or a to-do list or any of your ideas that you have. Like you can create these things. You just have to start small and you'll get there. The more you practice, the more natural you'll feel with coding. And with kinesthetic learners, we like to experiment and figure things out through trial and error. And it can be a little frustrating sometimes, but that's literally like the best way to learn. So those are the 4 learning styles and my tips for those type of learners if you're trying to learn how to code. Okay, so now that you guys know the 4 learning styles and how that can help you learn how to code better or improve your learning when it comes to coding, I want you to remember this. No matter your learning style, there are some core disciplines of learning that can help everyone, which includes practice, feedback, and learning. You practice by focusing on one skill at a time. Don't be trying to understand how arrays work in JavaScript and trying to learn state management in React. You can't do that at the same time. You need to learn JavaScript first before you learn React. Taking some feedback, like get code reviews done. Even if you're not on a development team yet and you're a part of a community, there's communities all over, and I actually have a Discord community that I'm building out that is for this purpose, exactly. Like you can join a community and get code reviews or site reviews or app reviews or app testers or resume reviews. Like that type of feedback kind of helps you see where you are and what you need to improve. Learning is essential if you are seeking to learning is essential if you're seeking to do anything with development, coding, software engineering, any role in tech. You're going to be learning every single day, regardless of like your off days. Like you're going to be learning so much information on a daily basis. You're going to be working with new tools and technologies that you haven't been exposed to before. And the best thing to do is to learn and remember, write it down, practice it until it feels natural to you. So remember that staying disciplined and consistent is key. Whether it's for 30 minutes or an hour a day, stick to a routine and that'll help you see results. And don't forget, coding is not all tough. It may be hard sometimes, but you can definitely have fun with it. So, which learning style do you think fits you the best? Let me know in the comments. And if you're ready to level up your skills, try experimenting with one of these approaches and see how it works for you. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to learn. Just know that you got to figure out what works for you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's learning to code. Until next time, bye.